So we are going with our Beautifully Bright, the best of bright home care from Lira Clinical. As some of you know, one of the things that we like to pride ourselves here at Lira Clinical is the fact that over 97% of all Lira Clinical's products actually contain brightening agents. So this is super helpful whether you are dealing with a Fitzpatrick 1 or a Fitzpatrick 6, all spectrums on the skin typing scale, that you have the ability to address that brightening aspect of bright, healthy, beautiful skin. When we look at all of our products, one of the other things that we want to remember when especially looking towards pigment is 85% of your client's skin results are going to come from daily home care use. So this is when you're looking at some of your clients and they come in, you take an initial assessment and you say, okay, well, what are you using at home? And they say, oh, well, I went to the Clinique counter and I am using my Clinique Homecare. And you explain to them that one of the most important things in regards to achieving results is being able to maintain that clinical correction throughout your skincare routine. This is where you start those clinical results, obviously in clinic with you, the esthetician, and they have the ability to continue that correction at home with their home care products. You do not have the ability to know what the result or the outcome is going to be unless you know what they are putting on their face on a daily basis. And so this is where it is of the utmost importance that you let your clients know that making sure that they are on a professional home care is going to give them the best results. And you also have the ability to say, this is what's going to happen. You're going to go to point A, point B, point C, and this is what is going to happen with our results. And this is how long it's going to be able to take as well. The other thing that we want to remember when we're dealing with working with our clients is that we want to make sure that we are preventing any future damage from start to finish. So this is once again one of those bonuses for the fact that we at Lira Clinical, we utilize those brightening agents throughout the entire line. So once you start cleansing the face all the way to your finishing hydrators, whether it's a nighttime hydrator or it is your SPF during the day, you have the ability to address that brightening aspect of the skin in every single step. And the nice thing is that brightening is going to address any type of healthy skin. So whether your client is dealing with pigment or they're really wanting to focus on anti-aging and age management, acne, rosacea, all of those things, everything can be addressed, and everyone still wants to have that wonderful, bright, beautiful, healthy looking skin. What we are focusing on today is going to be pigment. And with that, we want to remember, let's take a triple threat approach to pigmentation. A couple of things that we want to look at when we are doing our analysis with our clientele is the fact that we want to determine the depth of skin correction that our client needs. So depending upon their age, the age of their skin, their lifestyle, as well as when they are looking towards having corrective treatments, the progression that they want to be able to see. All of these things need to be taken into consideration when we're looking at pigment. Now, if they are wanting to take a more progressive, I apologize, I'm having tongue twisters this morning. When we want to look at a more progressive approach with pigment, the nice thing is we have the ability to give them that triple threat target approach to their pigment when we double up or triple up our pigmentation products to allow them to have that best possible result with their home care products. So we are going to look through all of our pigment targeted products. Once again, there are a lot more products that are going to help that brightening process within the skin, but keep in mind that these are kind of your key players. These are your primary pigment products that you want to make sure that your clients are utilizing within their home care. Our first step when we look at our home care is obviously going to be cleansing the skin. When we look at our cleansers, there are two specific cleansers that have additional brightening agents, more brightening agents than our other two. The first one is going to be our Pro Exfoliating Cleanser. This is actually one of the first cleansers that Lira Clinical came out with. It is a wonderful acting foaming cleanser. The nice thing is it has a 10% lactic, 1% salicylic combination that enables you once again to have that brightening skin. When we look at our foaming cleansers, the nice thing is with the Pro Exfoliating Cleanser is that you can kind of gauge a little bit the activity that you want your client to have. So remember, with dry hands, dry face, that this Pro Exfoliating Cleanser is going to be much more active than if you use it with a wet face and wet hands. So when we look at this, the nice thing is because of that combination of the lactic and salicylic acid, that this cleanser can also be utilized for aging and acne skin. So depending on your client, if they keep their Pro Exfoliating Cleanser in the shower and their partner or their children or what have you utilize it as well, it is a wonderful universal cleanser that they can use once or twice daily, just keeping in mind because of those active agents that we're not going to want to remove any eye makeup off with our Pro Exfoliating Cleanser. Our other cleanser that we can utilize is going to be our MYSTIQ Illuminating Cleanser. Now, this is kind of on the opposite end of our cleansers, where our exfoliating cleanser is that nice foaming cleanser. Our illuminating cleanser is going to be a wonderful creamy based cleanser, where we are using our exclusive MASQ-Tech with our MYSTIQ. So they see that wonderful brightening even with a nice creamy cleanser. Excuse me, it is my personal favorite to utilize as a resting cleanser. So you can use your foaming cleanser, your exfoliating cleanser during the day, and then to remove your eye makeup and begin that healing, hydrating process in the evening, you can utilize your MYSTIQ Illuminating Cleanser. Any skin condition can use the illuminating cleanser. It works beautifully post-treatment, so your clients can have that. Easily removes eye makeup. So dependent if they are dealing with dry, dehydrated skin, they want to use their illuminating cleanser twice a day, or if they just want to use it in the evening as a resting cleanser, it works beautifully. When recommending to your clients for 2 cleansers, excuse me, with those 2 cleansers, if you encourage them to have a resting cleanser in their daily routine, then when they have treatments, they can just use that resting cleanser at home, and it's not a matter of having to give them an additional cleanser directly after a treatment. Next, we have our Pro Firming Serum, and you will notice here up at the top that I have actually put one of the primary, oh, that was a bad circle, one of the primary brightening agents that you see within that actual treatment product. And so when we look at our Pro Firming Serum, this is where you can see that Hexylresorcinol is one of the primary brightening agents that you can find within this serum. When we have our Pro Firming Serum, keep in mind that our Pro Firming Serum does not just address that brightening aspect of the skin, but it's going to tighten, firm, and lighten the skin as well. It is a wonderful anti-aging product that anyone can use, as it does not have any lactic, retinol, or any AHAs in it. This is where even your clients that might be a little bit more sensitive to those AHAs or retinols, does not have a lifestyle that is conducive to using those active agents, this is where the Pro Firming Serum enables them to still be able to see those corrective results. Pro Firming Serum is also going to help suppress the overproduction of melanin, where that's where we target that Hexylresorcinol. Now, keeping in mind with Hexylresorcinol that you can compare 0.5% Hexylresorcinol comparatively to 2% hydroquinone. The difference is going to be is that your hexylresorcinol does not have the contraindications that you will find with hydroquinone, such as the skin rebounding or acclimating to that actual ingredient. And so this is where hexylresorcinol, we really like using that hexylresorcinol, as well as it being available in international skincare markets. With the multiple peptides that you find within the firming serum, this is where you're going to find your anti-aging benefits, but also helping to harmonize with your hexylresorcinol in brightening the skin. If you do have clients that are pregnant or lactating, once again, if they have immunosuppressant where their lifestyle is just not conducive to using lactic or retinol or your more active agents, this is where your firming serum works beautifully. A couple of things that you want to remember is that firming serum works very, very well by layering it, because peptides in and of themselves in the raw form are very sticky, and so it works very nicely as a layering agent. You can see at the bottom of your screen a couple of a pairing suggestion that you can put with your pro firming serum, and usually the general way that you can actually use your serum. So the pairing, you can use it with your BioLift cream, pro firming serum. I personally really like to utilize it with the BioHydra C serum. It also works very, very nicely with the MYSTIQ Illuminating Beauty Oil. Those are a couple of my favorites. Remember, with your firming serum, because it is a serum, you can use it 1 to 2 times a day directly after cleansing. If you are specifically targeting pigment, the recommendation is always going to be able to use that Pro Lite Serum. This is going to be the golden serum, the top priority when you are addressing pigment. You can see at the top that we're not just utilizing hexylresorcinol like in the firming serum, but we also have the Chroma Bright peptide, gooseberry, and MASQ-Tech all within our Pro Lite Serum. This is a wonderful product, a primary product. Star it, highlight it, circle it, whatever you need to do, that if your client is struggling with pigmentation, this is the product that they need to be on. It will complement any product before or after, but works beautifully. This is also a wonderful product and a must-have within your back bar when performing your treatments. With your Pro Lite Serum, some of the things that you want to remember with that natural lightening serum, this is a beautiful serum that, once again, we're not utilizing hydroquinone, but has beautiful brightening effects, all from natural agents. Okay, hang on one second. I have pairing Pro Firm and BioLift, 2 stimulating. Betty, you know what? You can, depending upon your client, yes, with that BioLift and the Pro Firming, sometimes it is a little bit too much with the peptide content, and in that case, that is where I would choose a different hydrator. Once again, the BioHydra C serum works beautifully. If you need a little more additional hydration, the BioCaviar cream works well, or the beauty oil. So it's kind of a matter of that client. Some people like to pair it together, some people don't, and there isn't honestly a right or wrong way. With your clients that sometimes have a tendency to be prone to breakouts, that combination is not good for them. So yes, so like I said, peptide wise, you can use them together, but sometimes it's a little too much for everyone. Absolutely. The pro firming, you could use it with a balancing lotion. One of the things that you want to remember, though, is using a higher concentration of peptides sometimes will not be the best for your more acne prone clientele. So with that, and you are wanting to keep in check, if you're using the balancing lotion to control that oil, your Pro Lite with your C4 is going to be a better combination with your balancing lotion. So when we're looking at our Pro Lite, Some of the things we can also keep in mind is that our Pro Lite Serum is going to suppress any additional pigmentation formation that is being construed within the actual skin. One of the things that complements within our Pro Lite with all of the brightening agents is the fact that there are also additional anti-inflammatories. So we're not just going to suppress with our tyrosinase inhibitors, such as hexylresorcinol, but we also have the ability to repair melanocyte damage. This is where it comes from our plant stem cell technology. Within our Pro Lite Serum, the C-phenyl plant stem cell specifically addresses repairing that melanocyte damage. So we're not just suppressing, but we also have the ability to repair. This is where a lot of the times your clients will say, well, I was on XYZ Homecare and I didn't see a difference. I switched over to Lira and now I'm loving these products because I'm seeing this brightening almost immediately. And this is where, once again, that combination of using plant stem cells with our botanicals and wonderful brightening agents all together gives us that ability to help brighten the skin better. And we also obviously want to help restore that healthy melanin production. When we are restoring that melanin production, we want to remember that we don't want to totally and completely take away that melanin, but we want to make sure that we regulate it. And there's still that healthy melanin production happening within the skin. This is where it is so important that we are making sure that we are helping to restore and regenerate. And that is where Pro Lite Serum works beautifully. Keep in mind that your Pro Lite Serum is going to be used directly after cleansing the skin, both morning and evening. You will want to utilize it both twice daily, so in the morning and in the evening, for best results. The next product that we're going to look at is going to be our Pro C4 Retinol Serum, where your primary brighteners are going to be retinol and vitamin C. So when you see that retinol, keep in mind that it's a 1% retinol, 20% vitamin C. When we look at this retinol, keep in mind that this product can be comparable to your prescription 0.025 Retin-A. So if your client is using that, you can kind of see that comparability with the Pro C4 Serum. When we see our Pro C4, because of the combination of the retinol and the vitamin C, we're not just addressing pigment, but once again, we're addressing acne as well as aging. So if your client is prone to those acne breakouts sometime, but their skin does not respond very well to benzoyl peroxide, this is where the Pro C4 Retinol Serum actually works very, very nicely as an alternative. With that retinol vitamin C combination, you can see the retinol brightening the skin, and also on a botanical level with our vitamin C helping to once again brighten, but also a beautiful anti-inflammatory and stimulating that healthy collagen synthesis. With those two combined, this is where you can see that future pigmentation formation being inhibited. And so this is where C4 works beautifully to be combined with your Pro Lite Serum as well. It also can help to continue that correction and conditioning process within the skin, but maintaining that skin's integrity, because you also have that vitamin C, your plant stem cells, as well as wonderful botanicals such as olive leaf extract within our Pro C4. This is where the Pro C4 works beautifully for multiple skin conditions. It is a wonderful serum that you can pair with your Bio Caviar cream. It's one of my favorites if you do have a client that is struggling with your classic or dry rosacea. The C4 with the caviar cream works beautifully to pair together. Keep in mind that you are still using retinol. So some clients, if they have not been on active products, they will want to start with that C4 maybe every other night, working their way up to a nightly application. And then depending upon the client's skin condition, you can use your C4 up to twice daily before your finishing hydration, whether that be SPF or an evening hydration of cream, serum, or oil. And then we have our Pro Retinol Cream. Now, this is kind of the king daddy dog of your correction and brightening. Wonderful if you are struggling with your age management clientele. They are definitely a Glow Gal 3 that you can see defined aging on the skin. This is where your Pro Lite Serum and your Pro Retinol Cream work beautifully together. Keep in mind that your Pro Retinol Cream has that 3% retinol, 7% lactic, and also a combination of hexylresorcinol and resorcinol with your Pro Retinol. So one of the things that you want to compare it to, if needed, is that 0.05% of your Retin-A prescription cream. The difference that you will see definitely is the fact that your Pro Retinol cream is in a shea butter base. So it's going to be a little bit more hydrating than your prescription, but it also has the ability, because we're using retinol instead of retinoic acid, it acclimates to the skin a lot better, less topical irritation and redness to the skin. So not just, once again, addressing the brightening and pigmentation aspect that a client wants to work on, but also aging as well. It will help to correct that melanocyte damage with the combination of that hexylresorcinol, retinol, lactic acid, and your resorcinol that all is incorporated into your retinol cream. With these tyrosinase inhibitors, this is where it will help to inhibit that melanogenesis and once again help those melanocytes to regulate their production so you're not increasing that pigmentation. Retinol cream is a beautiful cream that you want to keep in mind is only utilized in the evening. So this is because of its activity level. This is not a product that will be used during the day. It's an evening only application. When using your retinol cream, it's a beautiful pairing to use with your beauty oil. One of the nice things is the fact, because your retinol is lipid based and obviously your beauty oil is a lipid base as well, both of them being lipid soluble, they work very, very well together. And so with that, you want to keep in mind to apply your retinol cream first and then put your beauty oil over the top. And it is a wonderful combination to keep the skin brightened as well as furthering that correction process. We also have our MYSTIQ Intense C15 booster. That C15 is a 15% BV-OSC, so it's that lipid soluble vitamin C. It's also going to be combined with our MASQ technology. With your 15% BV-OSC, it is a wonderful way to help suppress that tyrosinase production. Because we are using 3 different forms of MYSTIQ in our MASQ-Tech with the oil, powder, as well as the resin, it's combined with that lipid-soluble vitamin C. The beauty of that is that it also helps to initiate that healthy collagen production by up to 50%. And so this is where C15 can actually work very, very well in conjunction with your Pro Lite Serum. So if you want to give your client that triple threat approach to pigmentation, they should be on their Pro Lite Serum, then their C15 booster, and then finish them with a retinol product, whether it be the C4 or the Pro Retinol Cream, depending upon the amount of correction that you want to offer to that client. With our vitamin C combination, one of the things that we do want to remember is that the C15 booster is a treatment serum. It's not a hydrating serum. So even if your client is dealing with pigment, they're still going to need a hydrator in their home care and not just the booster, because it is more of a treatment serum. It's not going to give them hydration. Our C15 is also a definite favorite if you are performing any microneedling or microchanneling treatments. This is where a C15 is a definite must-have that many of our clients absolutely love to incorporate into their treatments. So we talked about our initiating that healthy collagen production with the amount of BV-OSC. And finally, we have the ability with the additional botanicals that are incorporated, as well as the orange plant stem cell in our C15, is the fact that we have that wonderful, very potent anti-inflammatory benefit that works very, very well to prevent any future damage with the C15. Your C15 can be combined with your Hydra C. Once again, it's quite a bit of vitamin C. I would maybe look at either one or the other, keeping in mind that your Hydra C is primarily hydrating the skin. Excuse me, hydrating the skin, but your C15 is a treatment. So this is where the C15, if perhaps you can look at it towards using it as a booster. So if you want to boost it with the vitamin C in the Hydra C serum, you can. 1 second. Do we use it during nano needling or after, or as a finishing product? It's going to be used as a finishing product. So when you are microneedling, it is going to be used as that finishing product directly after. If you need an actual treatment product that you use to, if depending upon the device, or if you're using an actual roller, dependent, the BioHydra C is a beautiful, the BioHydra Infusion is a wonderful product that you can use specifically during that micro needling. Yes, and you can use the C15 combined with your BioHydra Infusion. Those two are a wonderful combination of products that your clients can use directly after, and you can use as finishing products with your micro needling. Keep in mind that there are all of your protocols with device assisted protocols that you can find on our issue. You can also find it in the Lira Clinical Pros. If you go onto our Facebook, Lira Clinical Pros, if you are not a member, I would encourage you to join, and you can look under those documents, and those protocols are also where you can find that as well. So with the C15, once again, keep it in mind that it is a treatment serum. It's not going to hydrate the skin. So you will want to pair it with an additional hydrator. So BioHydra C, caviar cream. One of my favorites is the illuminating beauty oil, giving them that extra boost with that anti-inflammatory, having that high concentration of MASQ-Tech in both products. So when we look at all of our products, we talked briefly about cleansers. We talked about the different treatment serums and creams that we can use that are specifically targeting our pigment. So hopefully we remember your number one pigment product, if your client is struggling with pigmentation, is going to be that Pro Lite Serum. But we also want to make sure that we are finishing all of our home care during the day with that daily sun protection, because prevention is going to be key. So regardless if your client is 18 or 68, they need to be utilizing a daily SPF, EPF as their first line of defense. When they are having that pigment as their primary skin condition that they want to target and manage, sometimes having a little bit of a tint in their daily hydrator just kind of adds that nice illuminating glow and really giving them that even skin tone look with their finishing product. So if your client is not necessarily wanting a little bit of a lighter coverage, lighter hydration, this is where our SPF Solar Shield 30 Classic Tint works very well. It's a wonderful universal product that any skin type can use, whether they're a Fitzpatrick 1 or a Fitzpatrick 6. The Classic Tint works very, very well. So your clients can put it on, whether they're going to the gym, running errands, going to work. They have the ability to still have that protection without putting on a full face of makeup. And we also have our wonderful award-winning BB cream collection. Our SPF Solar Shield actually did win as best tinted sunscreen last year. It was a wonderful thing to have both of these products as well as with our BBs to have that award-winning aspect to them. So a couple of questions that sometimes people ask when they are looking and they're wanting to layer multiple products when they're dealing with pigmentation. So how are we supposed to be able to do that? One of the things that we always want to remember with our clients, make sure that you're writing it down for them so they don't forget. Keep in mind that your products are going to work best on clean, naked skin. And remember, rule of thumb is wateriest to thickest. So your runniest product to your thickest product should be applied in that order. So after cleansing the skin, your Pro Lite Serum is going to go on first. You always want to put your Pro Lite on first, no matter what. If you're incorporating that Intense C15 booster, proceed with your booster. And then obviously this is an example of an evening application where you could finish with your retinol cream and your beauty oil. One second, we got a couple of questions. So with the C15, your C15 can be used both morning and evening. If you are using your C15 as your vitamin C, if you're wanting to use your Biohydra C2, the nice thing is that you can use one in the morning and one in the evening, and that enables your clients to use both. One second. Yes. So if you're finishing a client later on in the day, that is a total bonus with your BB creams, is the fact that they can sleep in it. And it's not going to be comedogenic, but it will initiate that healing process because of that triple silica base. It still allows that skin to breathe, and it immediately starts that healing process within the skin. So absolutely, if you put BB cream on your clients, by all means, they can sleep in it and then cleanse their skin within the following day. And yes, you can also put your C15 with retinol as well. So if you're taking your C15, if you're referring to using it with mineral retinol, you're going to want to put your C15 underneath. I prefer applying my finishing products onto the skin and then sealing it in with retinol. That's my preference. It enables the client to still receive those retinol benefits, but they don't have as much flaking as you would if you put it on top. So they're getting the benefits of the C15 underneath that retinol. So the retinol is more of a sealant onto the skin. So they receive the benefits of the retinol, but they're also receiving the benefits of that C15. So if you're using C15, is that the only product you'd use in the evening? No. If you're using C15 in the evening, it needs to be combined with a hydrator. Because C15 is just a treatment serum, you want to make sure that you're hydrating the skin as well. So just for the sheer fact that we always want to remember as well is that the skin needs that additional hydration to heal itself at night. So with the C15, depending upon the client, you could add any hydrator over the top of your C15. So depending, you could use your retinol cream, your oil, your BioCaviar cream. All of those would work very, very nicely, or your BioLift. And yes, you can layer your beauty oil with the retinol cream, or you can mix them together. If you prefer to mix the two together, you can do that. So you have your retinol cream, put 2 to 3 drops of your oil in and mix it together and apply it to the skin, or you can layer it. My personal preference, I like to layer it, but there are, other estheticians within the Lira clinical family that like to mix it together. It's a total personal preference, but I feel like I get a little bit more hydration, and I like as silly as it sounds, I like the feel and the smell of the oil. It's one of my most favorite products, and so I like to layer it that way too. So the other thing that we a lot of the times will get asked is, if you are dealing with pigment, do you apply that product just to that one pigment spot? And one of the things that we always want to remember is the answer is no. Is we want to remember that there is pigment that can be just below the surface that client or you cannot see. And so we want to make sure, by way of prevention for that future damage, we want to make sure that we are applying our products all over the face and not just in one specific area. One of the beautiful tools that you can utilize with pigment is going to be a woods lamp, and making sure that you can see where that actual pigment is within the skin, whether it is residing just within the top layers of the stratum corneum within our epidermis, or if we are dealing with dermal pigment, that's going to be definitely a lot trickier to target and manage within the skin. And the other thing we want to remember too is, even though we are addressing pigment with one of our products that we've talked about today, all of our products have multiple benefits. So for example, when we're talking about our Pro Lite Serum, one of the things that we want to remember is the fact that it's not just brightening the skin, but it's also calming redness and tightening the skin as well. And so those multiple benefits we want to be able to offer to all of the skin and not just one specific area. So keep in mind that we want to make sure you have to be patient with pigment. A lot of your pigmentation has taken years to be produced. And this is where the other thing we want to remember is if your pigment can return if it is not managed daily. Just like brushing your teeth, you don't go to the dentist every 6 months and have your teeth cleaned and never brush your teeth when you come home. This is where one of those things where you want to address that pigment twice a day, every day, and this is where it will be managed, and that healthy production is going to start to remember to come back. This is where we also look at our clients' commitment, and consistency is going to be vital to their skincare success. You can talk to them every single time they come in clinic, but if they are not being compliant at home, they are not going to see the results that they want to see. And so this is where, once again, that we want to emphasize to our clients that how important it is for them to make sure that they are performing their home care routine that you have given them on a daily basis. Pigment takes years to develop, and one of the things that we want to remember is most of the time it takes approximately 90 days to start to see those visible results. Now, one of the things that I learned very early in my aesthetics career is to always underpromise and overdeliver. So if you do have a client that is starting to see results in 30 days instead of 90, they are going to be so happy. And that's one of the things that we want to remember. And in regards to having and seeing those results, make sure that you're taking your before and after photos to show your clients their improvement. With pigmentation, it's very important with these before and afters because they look at their face on a daily basis. So as it gradually lightens and brightens the skin, they may not be able to see that difference within the skin. And this is where those before and after photos work beautifully, that you can take a photo and 2 months later you can say, okay, let's compare these two, how you look today now after your treatment versus 2 months ago. And they see that difference and they are so happy with their skincare. So on that line with pigment and some of the things that we touched on today, I just wanted to remind everyone about our traveling corporate class that is coming to a city near you. And it is our Science of Flawless Skin with Advanced Peel Factors. This is going to be a primarily pigment focused class that will give you multiple modalities and different ways that you can address pigmentation to have that flawless skin. You can see on the left hand side of your screen all of the dates as well as the cities that this class is currently going to. You can hop on our website, click on education, and that is where you can also have the ability to register for this class, or you can call our corporate number at 877-440-5472, and they can also get you registered for the class closest to you. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. Does anyone have any additional questions in regards to pigment home care, pigment treatments? I would be happy to answer those. Keep in mind that the recording of this webinar will go out tomorrow. So if you want to review any of the points or information that was presented, that you will have the ability to watch that on demand, as well as it being posted in the Lira Clinical webinar channel as well. All right, great. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Keep in mind that our next webinar is going to be March the 11th on green power. It's always a favorite, and everyone loves to have all those fun exclusive combinations that they can use with Lira Clinical's green power. Once again, if anyone is up and coming, keep in mind that Lira Clinical will be at the Face and Body Southeast show in Atlanta on March the 17th and 18th. So make sure you stop by and join us for our Maximize Correction class. Have a wonderful day.